How are surprise contenders shaking up Europe's top soccer leagues this season? Get ready to dive into the most thrilling twists and turns as we uncover the unmissable stories of this year. Let's head to Ligue 1, where, as tends to be the case, PSG are floating away towards another fairly comfortable league title. And it feels like yet again they have done so in third gear. Should a shock turn of events ensue, Kylian Mbappe and Lionel Messi will have absolutely no issues in turning things up a gear to secure top spot. This one looks over. Lens have been this year's surprise package, currently holding on to third and a spot in the Champions League. Typical challengers like Marseille, Monaco and Lille are lagging behind in the fight for a Europa League place. Belgian Englishman Will Still has made waves across Europe in the news this year. His Stade de Rennes side went on a fine unbeaten run and looks set to finish in the top half of the table. The young coach has found himself receiving a lot of praise, and he even went viral for his impressive ability to swear at his team in both English and French with perfect fluency. At the foot of the table, 4 teams are within 1 point of each other. One of them will go down with the already doomed trio of Troyes, Ajaccio and Angers. Bordeaux are the big club in Ligue 2 this year, and they are now under the same board management that took Lille to lofty heights recently. They'll be hoping for a return to Ligue 1 and European football in a matter of seasons. Nantes and Toulouse are the surprise French Cup finalists, with PSG already crowned League Cup winners, after they defeated Lyon after their penalty shootout went to sudden death. Maybe if PSG lose a few of their superstars this summer, the others will have a chance at the league next year. And Neymar, Mbappe and Messi have been in the rumour mill a lot recently. Which brings us on nicely to round up the last of the so-called top 5 leagues, as Lionel Messi could be on his way back to La Liga with Barcelona. Barca are on the cusp of being crowned this year's La Liga champions. Despite a good hiding from Real Madrid in their recent Copa del Rey semi-final, Barca have had a very consistent La Liga campaign, and Xavi's side are deserved champions. If Messi is to return to the Camp Nou next year, it will be very interesting to see how much excitement gathers around the league once again. Let's be honest, since his and Cristiano Ronaldo's departure, it hasn't been the same. Real Madrid will take consolation from the fact that they are hot favourites for the Copa del Rey. They'll face Osasuna in the final, and of course yet again they have made it into the final 4 of the UEFA Champions League. Atletico Madrid look comfortable in third place, and Real Sociedad have edged clear in the race for the final Champions League spot. Their recent goalless draw with 5th place Betis was a solid result that has left them 6 points clear of the Andalusian team. Villarreal and Athletic Bilbao are mounting their own Europa League challenges meanwhile. It's been a strange season for former European giants Sevilla and Valencia. Arguably 2 of Spain's top clubs historically, both have found themselves in turmoil this year. Sevilla have however turned their season into a more positive one, defeating Manchester United to reach the Europa League semi-finals. It is their tournament after all. They have also got over their relegation scare and are now in zero danger of the drop. Valencia, on the other hand, are in grave danger. The men from the Mestalla are in real trouble of going down for the first time since 1986. In fact, in their 90-year history, Valencia have only spent a total of 4 years outside the top flight. Their ownership issues have been going on for a few years now, but this season's lows have been a new level. Only goal difference is saving them from relegation as we speak. Portugal's 2 biggest clubs have a handful of games left to steal the title. Benfica are currently just ahead of their rivals Porto, but they have to visit even bigger rivals Sporting Lisbon on the penultimate day of the season. Their local enemies will be hoping to spoil the party. Sporting themselves are being edged out by Braga in the race for third and Champions League football. Porto also looks set for a showdown with Braga in the cup final. Xavi Simons has been the bright spark in Holland this season. The 20-year-old midfielder has scored 15 goals and even played for Holland at the 2022 World Cup. His PSV side impressed again in their recent victory over big rivals Ajax. However, it's Feyenoord of Rotterdam that are steaming ahead towards the Dutch title, with just 4 match days left to go. Despite defeat to Roma in the Europa League quarterfinals, Feyenoord won't mind too much if they go on to lift just their 2nd league title of the 21st century. Meanwhile, AZ Alkmaar are on course for European competition next year. They are sat comfortably in 4th and are even hot on the heels of Ajax in 3rd. AZ have arguably been the story of the season in Holland as a team. This year, they have also made it to the UEFA Conference League semi-finals, where they will face West Ham over 2 legs. And just this week, their youngsters took home the UEFA Youth Cup in emphatic fashion. They defeated Dinamo Zagreb in the final of this prestigious competition 5-0 with a stunning victory. The present and the future for AZ is bright. In the cup final, Ajax and PSV will go head to head in an attempt to salvage their season. In Greece, famous for its frenetic ultras, the league is far from over, and as you would imagine, the biggest names in Greek football are all still in with a chance of taking the title. Panathinaikos have a slight lead at the moment, but there are 3 vultures circling. AEK, Olympiakos and PAOK Salonika are all within just 2 wins of the current leaders, with some massive top-of-the-table derbies still to be played. It will be fiery for sure, with just 1 league trophy and 2 Champions League spots up for grabs. AEK and PAOK saw off Olympiakos and Panathinaikos respectively in the cup, and they will face each other in the final at the end of May. In neighbouring Turkey, football also is famously not for the faint-hearted, and the trio of Istanbul city rivals are all still in the hunt for the title. Galatasaray led by 6 points, but Fenerbahce and Besiktas are perched in 2nd and 3rd, on the coattails of the leader and ready to pounce on any errors. With 6 games left to go, it's still anybody's game, especially as Galatasaray have to face off in 2 derbies against both Fenerbahce and Besiktas. They won't be quiet nights in the library. In Scotland, Celtic have all but claimed their 11th title in 12 seasons, with over 12 points separating them and second place Rangers, their old firm rivals. The Glasgow pair will also meet in the Scottish Cup semi-final, and they have already met in the League Cup final, where Celtic again came out on top. If Celtic take the title, as is now inevitable, it will be their 53rd, putting them just 2 titles behind Rangers' historic record of 55. The Ukrainian league is still going ahead despite Russia's invasion of the country. Games have been moved and fixtures changed, but organisers have found a way to bring football back, and of course with that, a great source of joy and freedom for many Ukrainians displaced or bereaved. Shakhtar Donetsk currently lead the race. Meanwhile, Russia's teams have been frozen out of European competition, but their domestic season has also continued, with Zenit St. Petersburg currently cruising towards the title in what could be their 5th consecutive league trophy. Red Star Belgrade are 20 points clear in Serbia. Dinamo Zagreb are 10 points clear in Croatia, and Ferencvaros are 6 points clear in Hungary. It's all favourites. The only sniff of a good title race in the Balkan region at the minute is in Bulgaria, where only 2 points separate first and second, Siska Sofia and Ludogorets. In Poland, history is being made. Raków Częstochowa are making their way to their first ever league title. In both the 2020-21 and 21-22 season, Raków won the Polish Cup, but on both occasions they could only manage second in the league. However, now 11 points clear of Legia Warsaw, it looks like 3rd time lucky. In the Czech Republic, Slavia Prague leads city rival Sparta Prague by just 3 points at the top of the table. In the Austrian Bundesliga, Red Bull Salzburg are 5 points clear, and across the Alps in Switzerland, young boys of Bern are well on their way to their 5th title in 6 seasons. Everywhere you look across the continent, there is a fascinating battle to enjoy. Historic clubs are going head to head, from Milan to Munich and Manchester to Madrid. You wouldn't want to miss a minute. To find out what's left to come in the Champions League and Europe's other continental competitions, click the link below and join us in the next video.